I was on
Attack of the Show back in the day?
Back in the day, and I didn't get to talk to you. And
Oh,
everyone was like,
that's too bad.
oh my God, you get to work stuck in it. I'm like, no.
Oh, where was I?
I don't know. You were there, but they put me up on location.
On the loop?
On the loop.
Right.
Yeah.
They put you like in the next room over?
Yes, on location.
Yes, on location in the next room.
So much fun.
I miss it all the time.
Do you? Do you miss the world of
it? Oh, I miss Attack of the Show every day.
Show.
Yeah, all the time. It was the best. It was the most fun. We had such a great group of people, and whatever we created in that moment, you know, Kevin and I, with the producers and the writers, it just felt like lightning in a bottle. We were doing something that was, our whole goal was just entertain the audience, just make things that people would laugh at and play up to them, never play down to them. It's so much fun, and it gave me my entire life. You know, like who knew? I mean, I remember driving up for that audition, not even really knowing what it was, and it completely changed my life. And that's what, you know, as an actor, people always say, you know, it just takes one. You go for so many things, you get rejected all the time. It just takes one. You get that one movie, that one moment, that one opportunity, and your life changes. And for me, that was with Attack of the Show. Yeah,
and now you're doing horror films with Eric Bana.
I know.
They come to you with a script saying, hey, yeah, we want you to go up for the wife of Eric Bana. What do you say at that point?
Well, I got the call from my agent. They're like, okay, Bruckheimer, seen your footage and some of your tapes and your work, and they want to offer you this movie. Already I thought, oh, well, okay, yes. And they're like, but you should read it. And so I'm like, okay, because like it's Bruckheimer and Eric Bana. I was like, yeah, of course.
Of course.
And so I read it, and I was like, this is a really interesting story. And then when I got to the end, when I realized it was based on the true accounts of an NYPD officer, I was like, okay, this is something I want to be a part of now. I mean, already I was going to do it, but now I was overly thrilled to be a part of it because I love scary movies when they're based on something true. Mm-hmm. And this is based on not just somebody's story, but an NYPD officer.
Did you go in and look at the backstory? How much research did you do? Because your character is based on a real character.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's based on a book, Beware the Night, and also I got to see the actual footage from the exorcisms. Did you know about that? Did you know those tapes? It is the scariest thing you'll ever. So Eric Bana tells me that he sees these tapes, like the real exorcism tapes. They're not things that you'd see like online or anything. There's like VHS tapes that they like do a special viewing for you. And Eric couldn't sleep for 3 weeks. So instantly I said, I have to watch this. I have to. And so Scott, the director, was going to let me see it. And then Eric had heard, probably because I said something, and he went up to Scott and he's like, don't let her watch these. He's like, she cannot watch these. And I'm like, why not? I'm a big girl. He's like, because you won't be able to sleep. He's like, you can only watch them if you promise. He was so against it because he's such a father figure, and he's like, I don't want you to do it. I don't want you to do it. I don't want you to do it. And I was like, but I have to. If you saw it, I have to. And he said, you can only watch it if we're done shooting because I know you're not going to be able to work because you're not going to be able to sleep. And he was right. I watched it, and he watched all of them, and I couldn't sleep. I was watching the tape of this guy in an exorcism. He's in a straitjacket, and he's shaking, and he's got this otherworldly look in his eyes. That's what Eric Bana said. And I asked him, I said, what do you mean otherworldly? Like, he looked crazy? Eric said, no. Like, he looks like he's from another world. And he did. He had that look in his eye, and he was shaking. And he was shaking, and out of nowhere, his forehead splits open. Out of nowhere. And then he's drooling, and then at one point, his drool starts hitting his shirt, and then it turns into blood as soon as it hits here. It goes from, like, white spit to blood. And that's when I turned it off. That is exactly when I was like, this is too much. It's too much. And it's the scariest thing. And that actually, this movie and those tapes helped me become a believer again. Because I went from a raised Christian, and then I stopped believing in the afterlife. And then this movie, now it was like, there's things that I saw that were so unexplainable.
Now I'm totally creeped out.
Yeah, it's creepy. The scariest parts in this movie were when I saw a screening of it, I thought, these are the things that were directly taken from these tapes. And that's not cool. These are very scary.